How were we? So we got blocked. Yes, we got blocked the shit out of the water. Let's just say it how it is. You know, I got the red global circle. The no one in the world will ever see this. And I tried again and again, and no, not even the edit version with tiny needle drops was good. And I'm suspicion it's a group in my top. So I just tossed it out, and I thought it would be too fucking irritating to try to redo it again and again and re-edit. You know, this is a hobby thing, my channel, not monetized. So it has to be funny still, for me also. And then I just thought at the end of the day, yesterday, I'm gonna do another one, and I'm gonna do it even better, but without needle drops. I'm gonna fill in more information about the groups. If the universe doesn't want us to hear my top, not even a little bit, that's okay. We can manage without, I hope. So without further ado, I will start the list. And yes, we are at spot number 10. I'm gonna give you a clue. It's a Q of the SA. Yeah, we even got the label. Can you guess it? Can you guess it? And there will also be a honorable mention of the groups I did not have in my top 20. And if you don't know it, this is part 2 of 2 videos. But number 10, best groups. And I might, you know, I want to stress for the last time, no solo artists. Ready? Queens of the Stone Age. Yes. The album is just to illustrate the group. You know, this is Lullabies to Paralyze. Yeah, man. And this is one of my favorite albums. And yeah, also, so it fits to show it. I think the best Queens of the Stone Age is the first, I would say, 4 albums, including this one. It reminds me of being a fan of Star Wars, you know. It starts great, and every single movie you just get a little bit further down. Not exactly the same with, but almost, you know, with Queens of the Stone Age. But it doesn't, as I was about to say, take the fact away that this is still fucking proper cool. And especially in the beginning, desert rock, stoner rock, based. It was a member from Kyuss that, and you probably know that, but if you don't know it, there's a group called Kyuss before this with the lead singer in it, Josh Homme. But he wasn't a singer in Kyuss. He was guitarist. And I actually cannot remember how many songs he wrote and stuff. But yeah, that's a longer story. But in this one, he writes a lot of material, Queens of the Stone Age, and it's fantastic. I don't think there's any reason for me to say more about that right away. I will also add that if you're into Queens of the Stone Age, you should check out Desert Sessions. I just took a copy. You know, we got 12 volumes at this point, and every album has two volumes on it. So this is, for example, volume 3 and 4. Yes. So it's cute. One of the greatest also. I would say my favorite Desert Sessions. And you got Josh Homme at the helm. That's why I'm also putting, you know, a spotlight on it here. at this point. But it's so desert, it's so stoner. As I was about to say, or did say, if you like Queens of the Stone Age, you should love also Desert Sessions. I could almost guarantee it. But start with volume 1 to 6, for example. That's the strongest, if you ask me. So, yeah, man. That was number 10. Love me some Queens of the Stone Age. Yes, sir, Bob. Number 9. Ramones. Yes, sir, Bob. Hope you can see it. And this, again, this is just a random cover album, but it has some color to it, so I thought, why not put this one in the video? Just for color's sake. And it's cool. Acid Eaters. Man. That was one of the last ones, anywho. I don't know, do I have to do a lot of explanation about Ramones? Let's just say, and I think you would agree, it should not be necessary. That should not be necessary. It's the freaking Ramones. It's like talking about, you know, what can I say? It's like mentioning Rolling Stones, you know? I think that's fair, you know. A name 99% of the globe knows and many loves. The Ramones, as I said, I don't think I can. I have a hard time imagining that someone is watching the video and they don't know what I'm talking about when I say the name. Anywho, just to pay the right respect to one of my favorite bands of all time, let me add that they invented punk rock, you know, and if they did not do it, they did it with some help, and the help could have been Sex Pistols or Dead Kennedys at this point. But I am going with the Ramones is the granddaddy. I was about to say that Ramones was my all-time favorite bands for 20 years, you know, from the very early teenage to up into my 30s, I would say. I would stand guard with the Ramones. It's like, yes, that's the best ever. Doesn't get any better. And that statement would still hold today, but my music knowledge has been broadened, you know. So they have a very natural competition. It's not like they were blown out of the water. It was just like, I was not looking that many places. I was looking, I've always never, how do I say it? I've never been restricted by genre, you know, as many do. If it's good music, it's good music. Ramones, great stuff. Fantastic. That was number 9. Alice in Chains, number 8. They are new to me. Apropos, did I know them as teenagers? No. When I was in my late 20s, they came above, you know, they came out as a group. As I told you before, during videos with Alice in Chains recently, they were not on my radar. I was too busy, you know, raising kids and stuff like that. But now I have the time, and I just added them to my top 10 list recently. This is proper freaking fantastic. The voice has blowed me out of my freaking socks. The way Lane Staley sings is totally unique. I described it in videos. I would say it's a cross between young Elvis Presley and some country singer. Pick one, just pick one of the greatest, with a real twine and nasal sounding from time to time. He just have a very, very, very unique voice, and I cannot get enough of that sound, especially where we are talking, just to describe it, down in the hole sound. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. Fantastico. Fantastico. Alice in Chains, what do you know? They just squeezed in my top 10. So going on the list, that was my number 8, the Ouroboros. Yeah. And so far, I think it was the first video. It's in the title. Some of the music will turn your shit white, as they say. I don't think I'm exaggerating that if that was the fact with some of the names previously on my top 20, this group are bound to knock your dick in the dirt. That's for sure. Napalm Death. This was a funny discovery, because I don't know, it has not been 2 years ago maximum since I don't know how, I just woke up someday and I thought, why do I not listen to Napalm Death? Literally, like, I out of the blue, I got a strong urge all of a sudden, without knowing where it came from. It wasn't a YouTube request. It wasn't like I was staring at the cover, because you never see them in vinyl stores in Denmark anywho. It was just like, of course there is an explanation. I'm listening to a lot of hard-hitting music, like, I always been a fan of Dead Kennedys, for example. The newest Mr. Bungle is not too shabby either, on speed. I love the Fantomas. One of my favorite groups also. And when I say that, we're talking in top 30. And so on and so forth. I never been a stranger to, but I never been in love with that extreme metal, grindcore, what do you want to call it? In this case, I think they call it also punk rock, but combined with grindcore. He's shouting "Oi!" And if you're old school, you know what "Oi" is. That's so punk rock it can get, or punk it can get, in my opinion. So I just followed my instinct. You better check out Napalm Death. I saw some clips on YouTube, music videos, and I immediately fell in love. It was like, I don't know where that came from, maybe in a dream or something. But this is, if you're not into extreme metal, let me just explain it quickly and help you. The way they growl, or somebody will call scream, can be weird to to persons that is not used to it. Remind you, I'm from Denmark. I'm trying to explain this because this is very important for me to communicate. if I'm gonna do this video twice, I'm better do it better, you know. But the way Barney is the name of the lead singer in the band, and has been for many years, 30 years I would say. He has a real unique, and it's voice, way of growling, and I instantly fell in love with that type of what he delivers. It's almost impossible to describe, but I would let me just finish Napalm Death off with, try to just trust me on this. If you are into hard-hitting rock music in any genre, but hardcore, what you would call hardcore, check out some Napalm Death. And I would recommend going into any album that has this type of letters on it, not the more clean type. Go for the jagged edge type. Usually they write it on top of each other, but here you got them in one straight line. But look for that typing, and I would say if you look for that, you can never go wrong. As far as I know, they have not made a record with that type of typing on it. That's a good tip, I would say. I fucking love Napalm Death. Enough said. Next one, number 6, the Mars Volta. Jesus Christ, what a fucking great cover. It's so beautiful, and thick. It's thick. Let's give it a rest. Also, one of my absolute favorite Mars Volta LPs. This is the second newest, I might add. Yes, fantastic. And is it hardcore? Does the Pope wear a funny hat? Or the shit? No, not the shit. The bear shit in the wood, as we joked in the 80s. This is beautiful, true art, and yeah, we don't got the name, but we got the art work. And Mars Volta is something I have discovered during my YouTube channel, so that's pretty easy. That was a big thank you, and still are, to the community on my channel. They just right away, as soon as I dived into them, after minutes I was sold. The complexity of this band, the mix of at least 4 or 5 great genres, from ethnic music, from Rio de Janeiro type of salsa, bongo, whatever you want to call it, to jazz fusion, to stoner music, to downright metal-ish, grinding, not grindcore, but there is some old school metal influence also. It's almost more than prog. It's prog. It's actually, I think that's a pretty good explanation. It's like if prog music was listening to prog music, that would be the sound. I'm just gonna leave it there. This is the kind of music that puts even Pink Floyd to shame. Yes, I said it, because why? Sometimes we do an explanation when we talk about music as it was wine. Does it hold still? And in my opinion, Pink Floyd, it holds, but it doesn't hold as strong as it did. Too much touchy-feely. For me, it's dragging a bit too much. You know, we're not talking about Pink Floyd, we're talking about the Mars Volta. It's fucking tippy top. If you're into the more extravagant, you know, like Frank Zappa when he was real out there, take Frank Zappa, the Grand Wazoo, and give it some LSD or something, and put, you know, a drummer that could easily give even Dave Lombardo, or who's your favorite metal drummer, a run for his money. This is galore drumming also. It's galore everything. The vocal is epic. One of the beautiful, if not, there's only one or two singers that sing, in my opinion, so beautiful as this guy does. And yeah, man, thumbs up. Let's just move along. You should really check him out. Just if you don't know the Mars Volta, give him a go. And but more than just one go, because it can be real tricky. That's a good tip. It can be real tricky. Talking about soundscaping also, they are soundscaping the shit out of, you know, the albums, and sometimes more than I think is necessary. But what do you know? Anywho, they're still number 6 on my list, the Mars Volta. Number 5, Fu Manchu. This is pretty easy to, when a group is that clear in the blueprint. Imagine taking, if you're new to this group, I'm just gonna tell it because it's real simple. You take Black Sabbath, early Black Sabbath, Warpig's Black Sabbath, and then you soak it in awesome sauce. And you will leave it for days. You check it out. No, it's not real heavy enough. It doesn't have enough fuzz in it. Down again for a week or two. And then you take it up when it's ready. It's like Black Sabbath, but, you know, so freaking heavy that Tony Lombardo would shit his pants if he heard it. And I guess he did. I don't know. They have pedals named after them, as far as I know. It's like taking the fuzz tone and making it not from 10 to 11, but from 10 to 33 or something. It's fuzz tonus galorous. It's so freaking heavy. It's almost impossible to describe. You gotta be there. But just buy a ticket. If you never saw Fu Manchu, just buy a ticket. They're riding that sweet little spot where you take the Iron Man, Zappa, Warpix, whatever, that record, and you just stay there, and you just like, what works on this one? Okay, we're gonna only take that, and we're gonna fucking crank it up. This is so heavy, you can almost hear stuff dripping out of your speaker system. It's droney, it's space rock, it's just heavy rock. That's it. That's all you need. The vocal is something that are keeping some people away from it. because if they hear the vocal right away and they're new to it, it's like, what is he even trying? But after a couple of minutes, you will find out, yeah, man, it's just like it's supposed to be. Just makes it even more stoner. Number 4. Funny enough, it's the Fab 4. Boom. The fucking dirty rotten scoundrels that got me blocked, I think. And I'm not sure that's why I just left it all alone. No needle drops. We're just talky. The Beatles, mate. That should be a no-brainer. That should really be a no-brainer. It should be more in the conversation, why number 4? And my answer is, why not? Actually, it doesn't matter. Because, of course it matters. I thought about it a lot. So much that they just entered my number 5 when I began thinking really about where to put them. And then I concluded, when we are taking every number every group made on my list, and I'm adding them up, they run short just a fraction of being on my tippy top. But as you will see, the competition is stiff as fuck. Beatles, number 4. Casio Junri, 88 Casio Junri. These guys can't do nothing wrong, in my opinion. That's why they are over Beatles. I never heard a bad number from this band. Never once. Every number is great, and if it's not great, it's fucking awesome. And if it's not fucking awesome, it's mind-blowing. With hair standing up on your back. I will promise you that. This is freaking awesome. 88 Kasujunri from Japan. A 3-piece band. Just like Motorhead. And whatnot. But I could talk forever about why, and I just told you, they have done nothing wrong but making the greatest freaking fucking awesome music. And if you don't know them, check them out. Just throw a dart on YouTube. It's sometimes for new fans, they are hard to find because they write a lot in Japanese. So you just keep on trying. I'm gonna spell it here so you have something to go on. You start on Google, search this, and then there should come some videos. And just enjoy. Yeah, man. It's fantastic. If you're into psychedelic and even punk rock and pop and just like a lot of different rock, and he sings like a dream, the singer, and the drummer is best described as the Japanese twin to the furious drummer in the Mars Volta. It's like they're getting paid on how many times they can hit the drums. It's so almost funny. We're talking Napalm Death drumming at some times. It's fucking insane. Done in a different way, of course, but the amount of how many times he hits the snare drum, it's crazy. And all the other, go check him out. You'll love it if you're into fucking great rock music. I will promise you that. That was 88 Kasujunri. Sorry I got rid of the cover too fast. What's this? The Cramps are like no other band. This is just like, I think, as I told you with Ramones, this was the band I had as favorite band, just above Ramones, I think, for 30 years, something like that. And still to this day, they're number 2. It's deep going rock and roll. It would make Elvis Presley cream in his pants. And yes, knock your dick in the dirt while doing it. Even if you don't have a dig, it's definitely gonna, as I said, turn your shit white. Proper. If I start talking about the Cramps, I will never stop. My number 2, the Cramps. My number 1, Melvins. Yeah, man. This is badass. Badass music for badass people. I guess it's funny. If you go to a concert with Melvins, and I have been lots of times, you will see many people on my age, many generation X's are going to this baby. Let me just, I'm gonna do a little quick thing. You see the magic? Boom, boom. Elvis is in the name. That's fantastic. This is actually a double. We got 2 albums in this one. The Bootlegger and Crybaby. No, not Crybaby. Maggot. I'm talking about the last in the trilogy. Longer story. I like this color better. So let's just round it up. I could talk a lot about Melvins, but my time has almost passed, I see on my timer. But I will add that if you never heard them too much, promise me to go back and give them a listen. Of course, I could say that about all the names on this list, but I have a sneaky suspicion. Also 88 Kasujunri, not many people are giving them the time of day. Melvins, a lot of people know the name, heard a song or two, maybe from Houdini. That's the classic way to go. But I would say, yeah, maybe start at Houdini, but maybe not. Maybe as I did, just throw a dart sometimes. Start with I started with Electro Retard. That's the name of the album. Actually, it's produced by Josh Homme. Funny enough. On that label, you know. Different, longer story. But if I would say, if you want to start with the perfect record, in my opinion, go for the one, I'm just going to show it, A Senile Animal. Yes, go for this one. This is a heavy duty 4 LP version. High audio file, runs on 45 rounds per minute, and it deserves it. On that album, they got 2 drummers. I would say, for me, that's the best tip. Start with that album. That's my favorite album. And if you don't like that, just forget about what I said. Maybe try another album. Yeah, Melvins are the most, in my opinion, most adventurous band. They have not only made a new genre, they made a couple during the career, I would say. So constantly seeking new territories and so on. And I dig most of it. Not every single Melvins fans love every single album just as much as the last one. If that's impossible. But that again tells you how great this group are. They're not afraid of disappoint a lot of fans on going the total different direction. But because they know that and it's a collaboration. The fans are patient, and at some point they're coming back to the melodies you like. It's just cool. It's a beautiful thing, and again, for the most part, a 3-piece band. They started as a 3-piece, and now they are again a 3-piece. But you should check the two drummer album out, and there's more than one. But go with the Senile Animal for the first, and that will put a smile on your face. Promise you, if you're into hard-hitting rock, you can't go wrong. So that's my top 10. Yeah, it was my top 20, but this was the big one. God damn it. I forgot the, honorable mentions. So without further ado, I will just read them up. And this is just the top of my head list, So, but a lot of groups I do love, and they did not make it on my top 20. Let's check it out. Doll's Box, yeah. Gypsy Kings, of course. That's the gypsy in me. But I love that voice. Viagra Boys, that's super cool. Tool. Yeah, I said Tool. Young Fathers, Alice in Cooper. Alice in Cooper. Did I just say that? Alice Cooper. Not Alice in Chains Cooper, but Alice Cooper. Welcome to My Nightmare. Sleaford Mods, Merciful Fate. They're from Denmark. But that's not the reason. That's the reason it's Merciful Fate. Dead Kennedys. Yeah, even the Plasmagic. Love them. Motorhead. Fantomas. Yeah. I'm just with the Mike Patton. I'm leaving with, I got already Mr. Bungle on my list, so I think I just had to mention Fantomas. Motorhead, I mentioned that. Fantomas, Judas Priest, Soundgarden, yeah man, Rage Against the Machine, of course, and finally, last but not least, Venom. Yes, loved me some Venom. Old school black metal. What's not to like? That was the list of the honorable. I hope you enjoyed it. And yes, until next time, have a great day. Domo arigato for watching. And yeah, man. See you in the next video. Bye now.